Picture this. It's 1992, the world is in the grip of a gaming revolution, and you're about to sit down to experience something that will change the way you look at video games forever. A high-speed, power-up-packed racing game has just hit the scene, and in just moments you'll feel the rush of competition as you speed through a track, dodging banana peels and taking out rivals with red shells. But here's the twist. This isn't just any racing game. This is Super Mario Kart. Super Mario Kart wasn't just a game, it was the beginning of a legacy. Released in 1992 for the Super Nintendo, it introduced the world to a brand new kind of racing experience. Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and even Bowser himself were now speeding around colorful tracks, throwing shells, avoiding traps, and battling for victory. It was a chaotic, unpredictable joyride that introduced an entirely new concept to the gaming world: multiplayer racing.
Nice.
And let's talk about Rainbow Road, the track that will forever haunt the dreams of anyone who dared to race on it. The tight turns, the lack of guardrails, and that feeling of heart-pounding anxiety when you know one wrong move could send you plummeting into oblivion. It wasn't just a track, it was an experience. Then there were the power-ups, the infamous items that would turn the tide of any race: bananas, shells, stars, and more. Every match was filled with surprises. 1 second you're in the lead, and the next you're getting hit with a blue shell, watching in horror as your rivals speed past you. But that's the thrill. Super Mario Kart wasn't just about racing, it was about outsmarting your opponent. Fast forward to 1991, Sega's answer to Mario is here, and this one has a need for speed, literally. Enter Sonic the Hedgehog. In a world of slow-paced platformers, Sonic comes charging in with a level of speed no one had ever seen before. Forget about jumping over pits and dodging enemies. This blue blur was all about zooming through loops, crashing into enemies at lightning speeds, and leaving a trail of rings in his wake. With his signature spiky blue hair, red shoes, and attitude that screamed cool, Sonic wasn't just a mascot. He was a force of nature. The faster you went, the more fun it was. The levels were designed with one goal in mind: make you feel like you were racing at the speed of sound. And who could forget the iconic final boss fights with Dr. Robotnik, the perfect showdown for the game's high-speed thrills. But what if you wanted to fight instead of race or run? Enter Street Fighter II, the arcade sensation that changed the fighting game genre forever. Released in 1991, this game brought a global roster of fighters, each with unique moves, combos, and the ability to knock out opponents with one final devastating blow. Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, and Zangief became household names, and the moves, those epic, over-the-top special attacks, became part of our gaming lexicon. Whether you were spamming Hadoukens or pulling off a spinning pile driver, Street Fighter II wasn't just a game. It was a test of reflexes, timing, and strategy. And those intense showdowns, they were more than just fights. They were battles for honor. But what if you wanted a fighting game that took things to the extreme? Enter Mortal Kombat. In 1992, this was the game that made everyone stop and stare. Why? Because of one thing: fatalities. The brutal, jaw-dropping finishing moves that saw fighters ripping out spines, decapitating enemies, and blowing opponents apart with brutal violence. Mortal Kombat was more than a game. It was a cultural moment. The blood, the gore, and those over-the-top fatalities shocked the world, and in doing so changed how we saw fighting games. No longer was it just about the combat, it was about delivering the most outrageous, jaw-dropping moments possible. Let's slow things down for a bit and jump into the world of point-and-click adventure with The Secret of Monkey Island. Released in 1990, this game wasn't about action, it was about wit. You play as Guybrush Threepwood, a would-be pirate with more heart than skill, as he embarks on a journey filled with puzzles, insults, and pirates. The dialogue? Hilarious. The puzzles? Clever and challenging. The characters? Memorable and endlessly charming. The Secret of Monkey Island wasn't just another adventure game. It was a comedic masterpiece. The humor and charm of the characters, especially Guybrush, left an indelible mark on the gaming community. And let's not forget the legendary insult sword fighting. That was a game changer. Now let's talk about Super Mario Bros. 3. Released in 1990 for the NES, this wasn't just a platformer, it was a blueprint for every great game that followed. From the world map to the power-ups like the Tanuki suit, Super Mario Bros. 3 was a masterclass in game design. Every level was carefully crafted to offer something new, and the challenge was just right, tough enough to make you sweat, but rewarding enough to keep you coming back for more. This was a game that made you want to explore every corner of its vibrant worlds. It wasn't just about reaching the end of a level. It was about uncovering secrets, finding hidden items, and feeling the excitement of discovery. Ever wanted to feel like an acrobatic adventurer, leaping and dodging your way through ancient ruins? Well, Prince of Persia gave you that experience. Released in 1990, this game was a pioneer in platforming mechanics with smooth animations and precise control that felt revolutionary for its time. The prince's daring escapes, intense sword fights, and deadly traps created an atmosphere of high stakes. With its cinematic animations and challenging puzzles, Prince of Persia wasn't just about platforming, it was a test of patience and skill, setting a new bar for the genre. If you thought Super Mario Kart was fast, then FZero will blow your mind. Released in 1990 for the Super Nintendo, FZero introduced high-speed futuristic racing like we'd never seen before. The tracks were filled with sharp turns and hazardous obstacles, and the speed? Unreal. The futuristic cars and the dynamic music created an atmosphere that felt both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. With its tight controls and mind-bending speed, FZero set the tone for future racing games, pushing the limits of what a racing game could be. Who could forget DuckTales? Released in 1990 for the NES, this game gave us a chance to control Scrooge McDuck on an epic treasure hunt around the globe. From the African mines to the moon, DuckTales had everything: a catchy theme song, memorable characters, and a sense of adventure that kept you coming back for more. The platforming action was smooth, the secrets were rewarding, and the music? It's still stuck in my head to this day. DuckTales was a perfect mix of fun, exploration, and childhood nostalgia. Let's wrap things up with a game that might not have gotten the recognition it deserved back then, but today it's regarded as one of the best sports games ever made. Released in 1993, this was the game that made hockey fans and casual players alike fall in love with the sport. The controls were smooth, the action was fast, and the gameplay was addictive. The fights, the goals, the sound of the puck hitting the back of the net, NHL 94 had it all. It's still considered by many to be one of the greatest sports games ever made. From racing down Rainbow Road to smashing skulls in Mortal Kombat, the early 90s gave us some of the most iconic games ever made. These titles weren't just games, they were milestones, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in gaming. But we're just getting started. In our next episode, we'll dive into the next wave of gaming greatness. So don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments which of these 90s classics did you love the most. Thanks for watching, and keep the nostalgia alive.